Guys, several very smart PhD scientists at our show sponsor ZBiotix developed a pre-alcohol probiotic drink. That's right, you take it before consuming alcohol. ZBiotix understands the real problem is not dehydration. It's the toxic byproduct of alcohol that makes you feel bad the next morning. ZBiotix is genetically engineered to break down this alcohol byproduct. I've shared these with several friends and family members who drink, and all I have heard is rave reviews. This is real science that works. No random plant extracts. No off-the-shelf ingredients. Just drink one ZBiotic before you start drinking. It works throughout the night, helping you to feel better when you wake up. Halloween is right around the corner, and ZBiotix comes in packs of 3, 6, and 12. So order now to get it in plenty of time. You can save 15% off today. Just go to ZBiotix.com/Chael or just click the link in the description below. Be sure to use the code Chael at checkout to take advantage of this special offer. Khamzat Chimaev's weight loss, the repercussions, and the headline that that's generating are not over. Everything about that night is over. Everything about that night we have moved on from. Except that. I mean, how serendipitous was that moment, right? The single greatest marketing that I've ever seen in the UFC was the Chimaev experiment, which was run a guy out there and 1 week later, run him out there again at a different weight class. And as quickly as you can get him back to the ring, move weight classes again and get him in there, right? It was the closest thing to Donald Cerrone that we've ever had that wasn't named Donald Cerrone. I've never seen anything better. You had this media darling. And I must tell you, while he remained undefeated, while he broke into the top 10, while he was discussed for main events, while he appears to be on the track for title fights, the next best marketing he's had, aside from running him out there so often, is what's going on right now with the weight mess. If you want to put it in a conjuncture of headlines and conversation starting format, it's exactly what you've got. You got what they did with the very first, which I call the Chimaev experience, and now you've got what we've got now. I don't know why that is. I just think that it's an interesting phenomenon, but let's look at today's point, because Paulo Costa has taken a victory lap. Paulo Costa has claimed, took everything from you. He said this, spoke directly to Chimaev, right? This is an interview. Chimaev's not standing there, but he spoke directly to him. Like, he didn't say things like, I did this, or that night, here's what happened. He said, I took everything from you. I'm the reason you missed weight. I caused you the stress that made you fail. I took your night's sleep away. I took your main event spot. I took your number one contenders fight. I did all of that. He then said I took his cap. Cap, C-A-P, like your, I don't know what that means, but I'm into it. If any of you guys know what it means, fill me in. Well, that's a very interesting claim by Paulo, that he has the right to make, even if it's just in the spirit of entertainment. Even if this is just in the spirit of a back and forth, Paulo Costa has that right. There was an incident that probably did change your stress, that you were not expecting, that set a chain of events into motion. And you guys know this. Whatever lens you are seeing the world through, right? If you're in a bad mood and you have those lenses, everything you see will be in a bad mood. Whenever people are in a bad mood, I always encourage them to give compliments and praise. Just find somebody and give them compliment and praise, because compliments and praise will do away with all negative emotion. Try it sometime. Try it sometime. Truly, you'll thank me. But when you're not there, when you're on the other side of it, then the next guy, you're right. Kid at school comes and is mean to you. You didn't like that. That didn't make you feel good. You took that and you passed that to somebody else. Paulo Costa's making a reasonable point, even if in the spirit of entertainment, he's making a reasonable point, but that when those dominoes begin to fall, the first piece was him. And he's telling Chimaev, you need to do something about it. You need to come fight with me. Paulo Costa is challenging Chimaev to a fight. Paulo Costa went further within the same interview to tease Chimaev for not making weight. Now that is extremely rich coming from Paulo Costa, who not only missed weight, he missed it twice. I've never seen that before. I just personally have never seen that, right? You guys remember this? He was supposed to go to 185 and he changed it to 195 and then he changed it to like 205. He missed weight twice, but he's now giving Chimaev a hard time. I mean, that's good. That's good stuff, guys. And I'm not a mark. I haven't fallen for it. There's a piece of me that isn't sure that Paulo Costa realizes that he missed weight. Like there's a piece of me that thinks I need to put this on the table. It was quite possibly done for irony. It was quite possibly done for comic effect. He got them both. This was great. Is there a fight you'd like to see more than Chimaev versus Paulo Costa? If you had a magic wand and you can see a fight, is there a fight you want to see more? My feeling is right now, and I've only given you 4 seconds, but my feeling is you're processing that question. And if you were to turn those 4 seconds I just allowed you into 4 minutes, I think you'll come back and say, yes, there is a fight I'd rather see more, and this is who it is. The mere fact that you had to think for a non-number one contenders, for a non-title fight, for what isn't even guaranteed to be a main event. The mere fact that you even had to pause and think illustrates my point pretty clearly. Chimaev versus Paulo Costa. Yes, please. Absolutely. And what are you out if you do that? I mean, what is it that you're out? If you're of the mind of preserving the number one contendership for Paulo Costa at 170 pounds, what are you out by moving up to 185 pounds to take on the former title challenger? Including if he gets beat in the match. Adesanya just did it. He bumps up to 205. Okay, great. That wasn't my weight class anyway. Back down to 85. Hasn't lost a round since. That may not happen that way. You might have a different opinion. We're not going to see that fight. I'm not even calling for that match. I'm sharing with you all the people who have given Chimaev a hard time, who have tried to second guess him, who have insulted him, who have talked about his unprofessionalism. Not one of them has called him out. Not a single 170-pounder has said, come on back down because I'm looking for you, kid. They've tried to do wordplay in other fashions and say he can't make it, he won't be back, to get him out of the weight class and get up to 185 pounds. Look, they don't want to fight him. Guys don't want to fight Chimaev. You understand that. I'm telling you what you already know. But there is a respect and a credit that we give in this sport for when you find that one guy with bravery and you just found him. You just found him. Not a maybe. Not a maybe. This was caught organically on film with absolutely no preparation. Paulo Costa didn't turn. Paulo Costa didn't stay where he was. He stood up and he got closer. That's just a reality. That happened. And now he's going to the media and he's calling him out. I don't know where that's going to go, but I don't see why we can't have that match. I know I'm not going to get my way. I know nobody's listening to me. I know that Chimaev is likely already on a calorie deficit right now, maybe getting a little extra cardio in, trying to get down to 170 pounds. I'm not going to get my way. Why? I mean, what are we doing here? We're putting on the fights the fans want to see. We've got nothing but champions and contenders. Well, I just found you 2 contenders. Should they be at the same weight class? I don't know. I think Chimaev can do great work at 185 pounds. I strongly believe that. I think his path to a championship is clearer at 185 pounds. And I could lay out my argument as to why I think that. But it's still just a thought by me. You got to test it. There's a reason we don't just mail them the awards. There's a reason we walk them out and have the actual fight. Be a great way to test my theory. Paulo Costa and Chimaev, a great way to test my theory. And if nothing else gets accomplished here, guys, I told you an interesting story, and I'm hoping you can tell me what a cap is. I mean, he took his good night's sleep. He took his weight cut. He took his stress. He took his number one contendership. He took the whole thing. But then he said, I took his cap. So 2 things I'd like to happen here. If you happen to know what that means, CAP, just tell me, just for fun. And secondly, got to give credit to Paulo Costa. Khamzat Chimaev's a tough night out. Guys are scared of him. We've known this for a period of time, but now we also understand it. You should probably have a healthy fear of that man. Paulo Costa is willing to sign on the line. He deserves for you guys to know that. and he deserves to be looked at for what he is, a true tough guy.